Hi, it's Nicole, and today I thought it would be worth doing a bit of a catch-up because it's been quite a long time now since I've done a proper video that wasn't like a Invisible Cities project announcement or something like that. And I'm not really gonna go through every little thing that's been happening over the last year or so because I think that would be really boring. But I guess to sum it up as concisely as I can, near the beginning of last year, a close family member of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and they deteriorated quite quickly and we lost them quite soon after that diagnosis. At this stage I actually thought this would be a lot easier to talk about by this point because it's not been like constantly on my mind the way that it had been closer to that time, but it still is quite difficult to talk about, so I don't want to dwell on that too much. But that threw me off in a lot of other ways, and including reading. Obviously I wasn't like feeling like, oh, I'll just like relax and have a bit of a read. Like, it just was not helpful to me, so that was difficult. And I responded to that by, instead of like relaxing to read, getting more active. And so I started running. More recently I've started doing resistance training, which is very strange for someone like me, but it's been really good for me. And I more recently have started listening to audiobooks again on my runs. I think as well, on top of that, as far as my reading goes, I hit a few books that were just not working for me for various reasons, and so it just slowed everything down on the reading front. And then I have been trying to come back to my YouTube channel in some way for literally months, like maybe an entire year, I don't know at this point. But anyway, I'm trying to slowly get back into things. I've been really bad with any kinds of like reading projects that I've set for myself. Like, I haven't been really great at keeping up with the Invisible Cities project, as you can tell. I've always got like the biggest, greatest of intentions at the beginning of each month, and then it just doesn't work out for me. But I'm gonna keep trying to get on that. I feel like I've mentioned this like before, but I think I'm going to shift a little bit to try and focus my Invisible Cities involvement a little bit more to the other aspects of it, like watching movies and maybe doing a little bit of the cooking. I'm not sure on that one. That just feels like a lot of setup and a lot of planning, more so than just, I don't know, watching a movie or listening to some music. So I'll see on that, but I think that might be a better way for me to be involved. For my reading, I think I'm gonna have to be a lot more flexible on that side of things for a while, just because my headspace is just not there to be more programmed, I guess, at the moment. But I am still really interested in the project that we've been doing, and I get a lot from working with my friends on that project, even though we've all been kind of slacking a bit. It's not as if I haven't read anything since my last like directly reading related video. I've read these books since then. If you're curious about any of them, let me know and maybe I'll do a video about that. And I think on top of what happened in my personal life last year, there's also just been work. Since I'm working on a graphic novel duology, much of last year was spent doing all of the sketching for the manuscript, which meant that I couldn't do my usual like drawing while listening to an audiobook thing, because I'm reading the manuscript and trying to figure out how best to, you know, do each panel to, you know, get across what the manuscript is saying. And so there was quite a lot of like reading while drawing, so I couldn't really like listen to some other story while doing that. So that was the sketching of the manuscript for book 2. So now I'm actually working on the finals for book 1, which I think there's a little bit more scope for me to possibly listen to audiobooks while I work on those finals, but I'll see. I think the bulk of my audiobook listening will probably just be when I'm running, which I do 3 times a week now, but usually at the moment I'm getting over an injury, so it's only like half an hour each time. So even though I listen to audiobooks like 1.5 to 2 times speed, that's obviously not that much that I'm like reading while running, but I'm hoping to find ways to fit in more reading in my downtime and whatever else if I'm feeling up to that. I don't want to draw this out and make it like really unnecessarily long, so I'll just leave this there. But I do really want to pick back up with my channel. I've met so many like really good friends through doing booktube, so it's not something that I want to like just kind of leave randomly or anything. It's just it's been just kind of a tricky one. this can sit as a marker to explain where I've been. Not that I need to explain anything to anyone, I realize that, but I just kind of wanted to. And I think this video, for me at least, feels like kind of a practice to like get myself back into the groove of doing booktube, hopefully. We'll see. I'm rooting for myself. So with that, that's everything that I have to say, I think. So I'll see you again next time. Bye.